Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into the top 5 reasons why Donald Trump stands out among politicians. Not your average, polished career politician, Trump came to Washington as a businessman, a deal maker, and let me tell you, that sent shockwaves through the establishment. Over the next few minutes, we'll break down why that outsider perspective, that willingness to challenge the status quo, actually made him one of the most effective presidents in recent history. You don't negotiate billion-dollar deals without knowing how to handle yourself with powerful people. It's a skill honed over decades in the business world. Trump brought that same no-nonsense approach to international relations, where stakes are even higher. He didn't kowtow to dictators. He didn't back down in the face of adversity. He didn't apologize for American strength. Instead, he showcased it proudly. He stood up for our interests, first and foremost, making it clear that America comes first. Look at his relationship with Kim Jong-un. It was unprecedented. The media, the so-called experts, they said it would never work. They doubted his methods. They said it was dangerous, reckless. They predicted failure. But Trump understood something they didn't. He saw the bigger picture. He understood that decades of the same failed policies had gotten us nowhere. It was a cycle of stagnation. It was time for a new approach, a bold move that could change the course of history. And you know what? It worked. Against all odds, it worked. For the first time in decades, there was a real dialogue, a meaningful conversation, a real chance for peace on the Korean Peninsula. It was a moment of hope, a step towards a better future. Before the pandemic hit, remember, we were experiencing an economic boom unlike anything we'd seen in years. Unemployment was at record lows, particularly for minority groups. The stock market was soaring. Wages were finally starting to rise, especially for blue-collar workers, the backbone of this country. And why? Because Trump cut taxes, slashed regulations, and unleashed American energy. He understood that the best way to help working families wasn't through government handouts, but by creating an environment where businesses could thrive and create jobs. Chapter 3. Jobs, jobs, jobs. The numbers don't lie. Under the Trump administration, millions of jobs were created. Manufacturing jobs, which the experts said were gone forever, they started coming back to America. And it wasn't just about the numbers. It was about the dignity, the sense of purpose that comes with a good-paying job. It was about families being able to put food on the table, pay their bills, and achieve the American dream. That's what Trump understood. That's what drove him. Chapter 4. The Anti-Establishment President. Let's be honest, the political class in Washington, they hated Donald Trump. They despised his unconventional approach and his audacity to challenge the status quo. They hated that he didn't play by their rules. He was a disruptor in a system that thrived on tradition and predictability. They hated that he challenged their power. He wasn't afraid to take bold actions, often through executive orders that shook the foundations of established norms. They hated that he spoke directly to the American people, bypassing the media gatekeepers. His use of social media was unprecedented and unfiltered. But you know what? The American people, they loved it. They saw a leader who was unafraid to speak his mind and take on the establishment. They were tired of the same old, same old. The repetitive cycle of promises and disappointments had worn them down. They were tired of being ignored, of being lied to. The sense of betrayal by traditional politicians was palpable. They saw in Trump someone who finally understood them, someone who was fighting for them. He became a symbol of their frustration and their hope for change. Chapter 5. A Fighter for the Forgotten Man. Donald Trump wasn't a perfect president. He could be brash, he could be impulsive, and he often stirred controversy with his words and actions. But he loved this country deeply and was committed to its prosperity, and he fought every single day for the people he believed had been forgotten by the elites in both parties. He made it his mission to give a voice to those who felt unheard. He fought for the factory workers, the small business owners, the truck drivers, and the countless others who form the backbone of America. These are the people who make this country work, day in and day out, often without recognition. He may not have been part of the establishment, but he was a champion for the everyday American. He understood the heart of America better than most, connecting with people on a personal level. And that's why he'll be remembered as one of the most consequential presidents in our history, leaving a lasting impact on the nation. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. We've just scratched the surface of Donald Trump's impact on American politics. Love him or hate him, there's no denying that he shook things up. He challenged the status quo, he gave a voice to the voiceless, and he reminded us that the American dream is still within reach. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below.